Before we get into the video, could everyone please subscribe to my Endless Diary Tales channel? Thank you so much. My younger sister and I were reborn on the day our family went bankrupt. My younger sister knelt on the ground, crying and pleading. Mom, please leave the opportunity to go to school to my elder sister. I am willing to sacrifice for our family, give up my studies and marry Lucian. Lucian is the eldest young master of the richest family, but he has become a vegetative state due to an accidental car accident. In my previous life, less than a month after I married him, he woke up. The whole family of the richest man credited the merit to me and doted on me even more. However, my younger sister was unlucky in meeting people. She was not only cheated of money and sex but also almost beaten to death by domestic violence. She blamed me for taking away her identity as the young mistress of Lucian's family and drove and hit me to death. When I opened my eyes again, looking at her hypocritical appearance, I couldn't help but sneer. Even if reborn, a fool is still a fool. Mom, please leave the opportunity to go to school to my elder sister. I am willing to sacrifice for our family, give up my studies and marry Lucian. My twin sister Jamie knelt on the ground, sincere and resolute, with a determined look on her face. I saw that my parents' eyes turned red and were deeply moved by Jamie's appearance. My family is facing bankruptcy. Only Lucian's family, the richest one, is willing to help. The condition is a marriage alliance between the two families. However, as everyone knows, Lucian, the eldest young master of Lucian's family, became a vegetative state due to a car accident half a year ago. Marrying him means possibly being a widow for a lifetime. In my previous life, in order not to marry Lucian, on the day when my family was going to draw lots to decide who would marry him, Jamie secretly bribed the servant and replaced the two lots with identical ones. Then she generously let me draw first. The result was self-evident, but she didn't expect that less than a month after I married him, Lucian miraculously woke up. Everyone envied my good luck. The whole family of the richest man credited the merit to me. My parents were also happy for me. Only Jamie was so jealous that her eyes turned red in a fit of anger. She also found a rich man to marry, but unexpectedly, she met a bad person. Her husband was a fake rich man. He not only cheated her of money and sex but also often beat her at home. The more she thought about it, the angrier she became. She believed that I had taken away her identity as the young mistress of Lucian's family. So after she was almost beaten to death by her husband again, she drove and hit me to death. When I woke up again, I was reborn on the day when my family was facing bankruptcy. This time, she directly prevented my parents from drawing lots and took the initiative to choose to sacrifice herself. I knew that she was also reborn. I saw her kneeling on the ground. Even though she tried her best to hide it, she still couldn't hide the excitement in her eyes. She thought that if she married Lucian, she could live a superior life and be as glamorous as I was in my previous life. Fool! She had no idea what I had experienced in Lucian's family. She had no idea how disgusting and perverted Lucian's family members were. Jamie, are you sure? You should know that Lucian is in a vegetative state. As a mother, she loves both daughters equally. Damn! My mother was still a bit reluctant and persuaded. I'm sure, Jamie said firmly again. Anyway, I'm just attending a third-rate university. My elder sister is attending a famous university. It would be too uneconomical to ask her to drop out of school and get married. Jamie has always had poor grades since childhood. The third-rate university was bought by the family with money. At this moment, when my parents heard her say so, they felt that Jamie had really grown up and become sensible. They nodded with relief. Since you asked for it voluntarily, your parents will fulfill your wish, Jamie. It's a pity for you. After getting her parents' consent, Jamie couldn't help but show a very proud smile. She also provocatively looked at me with her eyes. I pretended not to understand and showed an extremely grateful look to her. After all, next, it is indeed she who will go to enjoy the purgatory on earth for me. After confirming that Jamie would marry Lucian, Jamie became more and more arrogant at home. Since childhood, she has not been as loved by her parents as I am. Of course, this is also her own doing. She doesn't listen to her parents and doesn't like studying. She started having puppy love in the first year of junior high school, and was called to the school by her parents countless times. But she even almost eloped with someone. Later, she insisted on marrying the fake rich man, Cole. My parents thought Cole was not good, but she didn't listen. After marriage, she kept asking her parents for money for Cole. She almost emptied the family savings. My parents were extremely disappointed in her, and finally ignored her directly. In my previous life, without the help of my parents, Jamie also came to me for money. Of course, I didn't give her money either. First, I thought Cole was not reliable. Marrying her was just cheating her of money and sex. Second, although I seemed to be extremely glorious in Lucian's family, in fact, I couldn't use a penny of their family's money. But Jamie thought that I was jealous of her good fortune and deliberately didn't help her. Now that she has finally become the hero of the family, she immediately feels elated, thinking that she will soon be the superior young mistress of Lucian's family. Of course, she wants to vent all the grievances she suffered in her previous life. "I want to eat an apple," she said loudly to me. "Haley," I called the servant. "Sister, I want you to peel it for me," Jamie said domineeringly. I looked at her. She said naturally, "In order to prevent you from suffering, I resolutely married a vegetative person. Shouldn't you be nicer to me?" I picked up a fruit knife and peeled a sugar apple. Apple for her. She was right. She was indeed going to suffer instead of me, and her good days are really numbered. I'll be merciful. Jamie glanced at me. Her face was very ugly. "You give me the whole apple. How can I eat it? Do you want to choke me to death?" "I want it in pieces." I remained silent and cut it into small pieces for her. "Feed me," she ordered again. I put a small piece into her mouth with a small fork. As soon as she ate it, she spat it out and spat all over my face. I hadn't gotten angry yet. Instead, she accused me first. "Mom, my elder sister deliberately gave me a bad apple to eat. Does she want me to die?" I rolled my eyes speechlessly. At this moment, my parents just got off work and came home. During this period, they were indeed a bit more indulgent to Jamie, different from before. They almost obeyed her every wish. My mother comforted her. "Your elder sister must not have done it on purpose. Mom will buy you a new one. You have always favored my elder sister since childhood. Now I have sacrificed so much for the family, but you still favor her." Jamie was extremely angry. "You are both my own flesh and blood. How could I favor anyone? I am stricter with you usually for your own good. I don't care. My elder sister gave me a rotten apple. You must compensate me." "How do you want to be compensated?" "I want to buy that bag from Chanel. It's only 130,000. I saw my mother gasp. Now the family company has not yet overcome the difficulties. This 130,000 is undoubtedly a fatal blow to my parents. My parents explained a lot, but Jamie just wouldn't give in. My parents had no choice but finally agreed with gritted teeth. Jamie immediately showed a proud smile. After my parents left, she deliberately said to me, "Sister, don't be jealous." "I'm not jealous at all. I just watch you court disaster and then be deserted by everyone." After that, Jamie became more and more domineering at home. She must get whatever she wants no matter what the situation of the family is. Now she must have the best food, clothing, and supplies. I saw that the renewed favor of my parents for her was wearing off little by little, but Jamie didn't care at all. Anyway, she felt that she would have endless wealth and honor in the future, and didn't need to rely on the family. In the future, our family will have to look at her face. But after all, she still has some fear of me. This is manifested in that she deliberately introduced me to Cole. So in this life, Jamie not only wants to take away my wealth and honor, but also wants me to repeat her mistakes and put all her tragedies on me. It's extremely disgusting. After being reborn, instead of improving her own ability and learning to be independent and self-reliant, she is full of bad thoughts and men. Even if reborn 100 times, she can't save the stupid her. I naturally refused Jamie's kindness. Jamie then cried and made a scene in front of my parents again, saying that I had made her lose face in front of her friends and insisted that my parents force me to apologize to Cole. For such a long time, my parents were actually a bit impatient with Jamie, but considering Jamie's sacrifice for this family, they had been enduring it. Jamie became more and more proud and insisted that my parents give her an explanation. I couldn't bear it anymore. "I'll marry the noisy Hall." Suddenly it fell silent. "Since younger sister thinks marrying Lucian is such a great sacrifice, then I'll marry him," I said loudly. "I am the elder sister. I should naturally take on the responsibility of an elder sister. Jamie's face turned pale in an instant. She probably didn't expect me to say such words. She thought she could manipulate me by marrying Lucian, but she didn't expect to be outmaneuvered by me. At this moment, Mom and Dad also didn't say a word. They were really impatient with Jamie's antics. Dad, Mom, go and tell Lucian's family that I will marry Lucian. Anyway, their family just wants a daughter-in-law. Anyone will do. I said again very resolutely. No need. I'll marry. Jamie said excitedly and very sincerely. I'll marry. There's no need to wrong elder sister. I was firm in my attitude and deliberately said, younger sister is willing to sacrifice for the family. I am also willing. I knew Jamie couldn't possibly agree. She is crazy about wanting to marry Lucian. It's all my own will. Elder sister, don't compete with me. I don't feel wronged. I feel very proud to be able to contribute to the family. Jamie was in a state of panic, fearing that I was serious. Are you really not feeling wronged? I confirmed. Not at all. Since it's like this, then younger sister should not keep saying sacrifice for this family all the time. You will make us have a strong psychological burden. I will never say it again. Jamie quickly promised. Jamie finally calmed down and didn't dare to act recklessly, relying on her contribution to this family anymore. Mom and Dad finally had a few quiet days until Jamie finally got married to Lucian as she wished. On the day of her wedding, she said proudly in my ear, "Sister, from today on in this life, you can only envy me." I smiled, thinking secretly, Jamie, congratulations. You have officially stepped into the abyss. Jamie and Lucian's wedding was extremely grand. Even though Lucian didn't appear in the previous life, Jamie was very jealous from childhood to adulthood. Jamie is lazy and doesn't strive for progress. She is inferior to me in all aspects but can't bear me being better. When she came to the wedding, there was no smile on her face, but probably thinking that Lucian was a vegetative person, she felt a little more balanced and didn't cause any trouble. This life, it's finally her turn. I can see that the smile on her face is almost impossible to hide. The wedding ceremony proceeded as usual. At the ceremony, Darren, the second young master of Lucian's family, held Lucian's photo and completed the ceremony on his behalf. The moment I saw Darren, I couldn't help but tremble all over. Images of him humiliating and whipping me involuntarily appeared in my mind. He made me kneel. I lay naked on the ground and barked like a dog. Audrey, what's wrong? My mom asked me, seeing that my complexion was off. I lowered my eyes, but my hand under the table had already clenched into a fist. My mom didn't think much about it. After all, the wedding ceremony had already begun. I suppressed the fear, disgust, and anger in my heart and looked at the two people on the stage. I saw Darren's eyes seemingly casually resting on Jamie's body, and then a meaningful smile pulled at the corner of his mouth. I am all too familiar with such a smile. It's simply a beast. The master of ceremonies asked Jamie, "Are you willing to marry Mr. Lucian?" "I am willing," Jamie said firmly. "Even if Lucian never wakes up for his entire life, I will be unwavering. My attitude towards marriage is that there is only widowhood, not divorce." Warm applause rang out throughout the venue. Everyone was moved by Jamie's vow. The first people who came to the wedding were whispering that Jamie was only marrying the vegetative Lucian because she was attracted by money. Now everyone thinks that Jamie truly loves Lucian. Hearing everyone's applause, Jamie was very proud. She didn't notice at all how lewd and evil Darren's smile was after she said that sentence. After the wedding, Jamie happily left with Lucian's family. Looking at her overly happy appearance, I could only wish her good luck. On the way back, I received a message from Jamie. She couldn't wait for me to envy and be jealous of her, so today from time to time she would stimulate me. Seeing that I didn't react much, she couldn't hold back again. "Sister, do you know how good Lucian's family is to me? Not to mention how much effort they put into this wedding. You also saw Darren. As a rich second generation, he took very good care of me. Did you take a few more glances at Darren today? Do you have a crush on him? Although he respects me very much, what status do our families have? Don't humiliate yourself. I just married into Lucian's family. Don't make me lose face." I put down my phone with a cold smile. So Jamie is still afraid that I will seduce Darren, and that I will also marry into Lucian's family, and enjoy her wealth and honor. Hilarious. If I remember correctly, Tonight Darren will replace Lucian and consummate the marriage with Jamie, and it will be right on the big bed where Lucian is sleeping. The more Jamie begs for mercy, the more excited Darren will be. This night is truly a bloodbath. Of course, this has nothing to do with me anymore. For me, the most important thing now is to make the company prosperous, because I know that when those two brothers have had enough of Jamie, they will immediately turn hostile. But in the previous life before that time came, I was killed by Jamie. In this life, of course, I have to plan ahead and also pay back in blood. I will not let go of anyone who has bullied me. According to traditional customs, on the second day of the wedding, the bride is supposed to return to her parents' home. Since Lucian is still a vegetative person, naturally Jamie comes back alone. After she returns home, her complexion is obviously very bad. The way she walks is not quite right. After she returns home, the look in her eyes when she looks at me is as if she wants to cut me into 1,000 pieces. I pretended not to notice and warmly entertained her together with Mom and Dad. Jamie naturally didn't voice her grievances. The road was chosen by herself. She doesn't want to slap herself in the face so soon, or moreover, she still has expectations for Lucian. She thinks that when Lucian wakes up after a month, she will be able to get rid of Darren's perversion and enjoy great love and wealth. But what she doesn't know is that Lucian is even worse than Darren. Jamie stayed at home for a day, and was reluctant to leave until Darren came to pick her up in person. The moment Darren came to the house, I saw that Jamie's face turned pale. Mom and Dad were very enthusiastic towards him. In front of outsiders, not only Darren but also Lucian in the past was like a person favored by heaven. They are always polite and very popular with elders. Darren said politely, "Auntie, don't bother. I came to pick up my sister-in-law on my parents' orders. They are worried if she goes back alone too late. Our in-laws are really good to our Jamie." My parents sighed sincerely. Jamie didn't dare to speak. Darren smiled and said, "Jamie married my elder brother and is now a member of our Lucian's family. Auntie, don't worry. Our whole family will treat her very well. Then Jamie will be in your care." Darren nodded and said to Jamie, "Sister-in-law, let's go." I saw that Jamie's face turned even paler and her body was trembling uncontrollably. She suddenly looked at me and introduced Darren. "This is my twin sister. She is a top student, she has a good figure, and she is also very beautiful." Darren took a look at me and greeted me politely. "Hello." I responded coldly. Jamie still wanted to say something, but I quickly spoke up. "Jamie, Darren came specially to pick you up. Don't keep him waiting too long. Hurry back." Both parents also urged her. Jamie gritted her teeth, gave me a fierce glare and left. Of course, I knew what bad intentions she was hiding. Sure enough, soon I received a message from Jamie. "Sister, don't say that your younger sister is not good to you after marrying into a wealthy family. I won't help you anymore. Today I deliberately introduced you to Darren. You also know how popular Darren is. If you are interested in him, I will help you create opportunities." I replied, No, I am not blessed to enjoy such great wealth. It's better for my younger sister to enjoy it well. Jamie wants me to be her scapegoat and get rid of Darren. Hilarious. Not to mention that I can't be tricked by her. Darren also has a quirk. He only likes women who belong to his elder brother. He is not interested in other women. Later, Jamie also sent me many messages boasting about Darren's goodness. In various ways, I just pretended not to see them and I was really busy. In addition to studying, I also began to help my parents manage the company. Only then did I realize why the company had been poorly managed in the previous life. Because the company's business direction was all wrong, and it was still engaged in traditional offline sales. This also led to me being controlled by Lucian's family all the time in the previous life. After entering the company, I immediately transformed it and became one of the first batch of companies to do online live streaming at a time when live streaming was not so popular. I attracted attention and traffic by relying on handsome men and beautiful women. After fierce competition, I became a live streamer myself. I used bilingual skills to talk about poetry and distant places in the live streaming room, and became a clear stream in the live streaming industry. The company soon got on the right track under my leadership and developed rapidly. At that time, half a year had passed, and Lucian had naturally woken up long ago, as in the previous life. After Lucian woke up unexpectedly, Lucian's family took all the credit and gave it to Jamie. They gave Jamie many priceless jewelry and bags and spoiled her. Wherever Jamie went, she was envied by others and was also very arrogant. As soon as Lucian woke up, she went home and deliberately showed off in front of me. Lucian's family all said that I was a lucky star. They said that if it weren't for me, Lucian wouldn't have woken up so soon. I was originally worried that Lucian wouldn't like me. After all, we didn't fall in love freely. He didn't know me before, and I was afraid he would resist. But who knew that after he woke up, he fell in love with me at first sight. So people still have to be kind. Just because I am kind enough and take the initiative to sacrifice myself for this family, can I have such a good life? I just listened and did have a big reaction. Seeing that I didn't show an envious or jealous expression, she sarcastically said, "Sister, are you jealous of me now? Seeing that I finally live a good life, are you deliberately not giving me a good look? Who told you to be so selfish and reluctant to sacrifice yourself?" I rolled my eyes and got up, wanting to go back to my room to do my own things. I wasn't supposed to be at home today. It was because my parents said that Jamie was coming back, and as her elder sister, I still had to entertain her. "Audrey, don't ask me for help in the future," Jamie said fiercely when she saw that I ignored her. "You also know my status in Lucian's family now. You also know how wealthy Lucian's family is. If you encounter any problems in the future, don't come to me. Okay?" I agreed immediately and said to Jamie, "Then don't come to me for help if you have any problems in the future." Hilarious. When Jamie heard what I said, she laughed exaggeratedly. "Sister, don't you see what status I am now and what status you are? Do you think it's possible for me to come to you for help? Then it's a deal." I was too lazy to talk nonsense with her. "Audrey, since you have said so much, let's make things clear face to face." I frowned and looked at her. "What? Make things clear?" Jamie said righteously. "Originally, I am now living a life of superiority. I also want to help you. After all, with Lucian's family assets, our family can't catch up for several generations, and you are my only elder sister. I kindly want you to have a better life. I also deliberately introduced Darren to you. You not only don't appreciate it but also are so sarcastic to me today in front of our parents. Let's make it clear that no matter what happens to you in the future, don't come to me. Similarly, I won't come to you for help, and you are also not allowed to look for Lucian. Lucian is my husband. All his things are mine." I laughed when I heard this. At this moment, I finally understood Jamie said so much just because she was afraid that I would have an affair with Lucian. In the previous life, at least in front of outsiders, Lucian was extremely good to me. Is she afraid that Lucian will take a fancy to me again? Lucian has just woken up after sleeping for so long. His body needs to recover. She still doesn't know Lucian's perversion. Now she only knows that Lucian has no resistance to her at all. Nonsense. Who would refuse a prey that comes to your door? Sister, can't you be so shameless, snatching your own younger sister's man? When Jamie saw that I didn't promise, she immediately became very excited. I was really amused by Jamie's overbearing logic. "How perverted are you?" Jamie scolded. "Only those who are psychologically perverted will think that others are the same." I retorted. "I have never had such an idea. I wish you and Lucian could be locked together forever." I said word by word. "Then swear that you have no improper thoughts about Lucian. Otherwise, you will die a terrible death." "Why should I swear for you? If you don't swear, you are guilty. Do you really think that everyone in the world is as despicable, shameless, and without a bottom line as you? I have morality unlike you with incorrect values." "Audrey, that's enough." Jamie was exposed by me and broke down. When Mom and Dad saw us quarreling, they quickly acted as peacemakers. "What's wrong with you? It's not easy for Jamie to come back. Don't quarrel. We are all family." "She and I are not family." Jamie was extremely angry. "Today, I will sever the sister relationship with her. Jamie, if you try to stop me, I will sever the parent-child relationship with you. Don't forget our family's company can still survive now only because of Lucian's family, and only because of me." Mom and Dad were made very embarrassed by what Jamie said. Although this is indeed the case, selling one's daughter for prosperity is disgraceful. Everywhere, there are also people around who talk about Mom and Dad's behavior. Mom and Dad are not without sadness in their hearts, but for this family business, they can only hold on. After all, it is the painstaking, effort of several generations. They don't want to destroy it in their own hands. Besides, Grandpa is still lying in the hospital. Once the economic source is cut off, the family can't afford Grandpa's expensive medical expenses and can only watch him die helplessly. So, in the previous life, I was also willing to sacrifice for the family. But when it comes to Jamie, this has become her capital to do whatever she wants. In this family, we don't need to involve Mom and Dad in our affairs. I don't want to make things difficult for them. At this time, I haven't fully developed the company yet. At least I can't surpass Lucian's family. I said I would sever the sister relationship with you. Then fine, from now on we have no relationship. No matter what happens to me or what happens to you, we have nothing to do with each other. Otherwise, we will be struck by lightning. Okay, I agreed immediately. Jamie smiled smugly. After all, she achieved 2 goals today. One is not to allow me to have any intersection with Lucian, and the second is to sever the relationship with me. In the future, she can naturally enjoy her splendor and wealth alone. Suddenly, I really want to see how miserable she will be on the day she regrets it. For some time after that, Jamie didn't come back again, but news about her can often be seen in the media. Lucian recovers rapidly. His wife Jamie accompanies him for a walk and never leaves his side. Lucian takes his beloved wife Jamie to various shopping malls and spends lavishly to make her smile. Lucian celebrates Jamie's birthday and gives her a seaside mansion worth hundreds of millions. They party day and night. I sat in the office and couldn't help clenching my fist. In my previous life, I almost died in that seaside villa. The so-called day and night really means day and night all the time. Lucian and Jamie showed affection in the media for a full half a year. Today, after I finished overtime work and returned home, as soon as I walked into the house, I felt something was wrong. I saw Lucian sitting on my sofa. My parents were warmly entertaining him. Jamie was sitting obediently next to Lucian. I had never seen her so well behaved since childhood. Now she looked a bit cautious. In fact, this is not the first time Lucian has come to my house, but every time I deliberately avoided the time to meet them. This time it was so sudden and no one told me. Audrey is back. My mother quickly called me over. This is Lucian. Your sister has been married to him for so long. Haven't you met him yet? Get to know each other. I looked at Lucian. He also looked at me with great interest. He deliberately grinned and said, Sister, you are really a busy person. Every time I come here, I hear that you are working overtime. How is the Chun enterprise developing recently? Is there anything my family can do to help? Sister doesn't have to be so tired making money. I heard that you even became a live streamer to please others. It's really hard. Seeing Lucian's extremely hypocritical face again, I really wished I could tear it to pieces. Thinking of all that I experienced in my previous life, I chuckled slightly. It's okay. You can't rely on others for a lifetime. Sister, don't be brave. We are a family now. If you need anything, just ask, Lucian said generously. Okay, I don't want to waste words with him either. I still have some things to do. I'll go back to my room first. You can talk slowly. After leaving a sentence, I went upstairs. Looking at Lucian one more time makes me feel sick. After returning to the study, I had been dealing with work matters until I heard the sound of an argument from the next room. I want a divorce from Lucian. I don't want to go back to his home anymore. I don't want to. It was Jamie's crying voice. Did you quarrel with Lucian? Husband and wife quarrel at the bedside and make up at the end of the bed. Don't be so childish. Lucian is so good to you. What silly things are you saying? My mother advised her. He is not good to me at all. He is a pervert. Enough. Since childhood, you have always been impulsive. My mother was a bit impatient. First, Jamie brought it on herself. My mother had no trust in her at all. Second, Lucian has been showing affection all this time. How could she believe that Lucian is not good to Jamie? I heard the sound of the door opening and closing. It should be that my mother left directly. I chuckled slightly, a bit gloating. Suddenly, the door of the study was rudely pushed open. Jamie just saw the smile at the corner of my mouth with red eyes. She looked at me fiercely. Audrey, did you do it on purpose? Did you know it earlier? I don't know what you are talking about. I pretended to know nothing. You know Lucian is not a good person, but you still want me to marry him? How can you be so malicious? Jamie roared, and the whole person was obviously very collapsed. I pretended to be surprised. Is Lucian not good? Isn't he very doting on you, buying you so many jewels, luxury cars, and mansions? Everyone envies you. What else are you dissatisfied with? Are you laughing at me? Jamie couldn't stop screaming. Where did I laugh at you? I sincerely bless you. But you said before that don't let me get close to Lucian and don't let me ask you for help, so I had to stay far away from you, I said regretfully. You. Jamie was so angry by what I said that she was about to explode. Tears were about to come out. She still wanted to say something. Jamie, where are you? Let's go home. Suddenly, Lucian's voice came from outside. I saw Jamie's whole body trembling. Her fear of Lucian was definitely from the inside out and couldn't be stopped. After a while, Lucian appeared in my study and naturally put his arm around Jamie. Baby, let's go. Jamie's face turned pale. She looked at me fiercely but didn't dare to resist a bit in front of Lucian. She knew that the more she resisted, the worse the consequences would be. After Jamie and Lucian left, I didn't think much of them. If it weren't for that night when Jamie suddenly called me and said that she was drunk and couldn't go home and asked me to pick her up. Hilarious. In this new life, can I still be as stupid as her and fall for her tricks? I directly refused Jamie. Don't forget what you said. We sisters have severed relations. You don't ask me for help and I don't ask you for help. Audrey, do you want to see me die? Suddenly, there was her collapse roar from the other end. I ignored her and hung up the phone directly. That night, the media took pictures of Jamie being sent to the emergency room. Late at night, Lucian came out to respond to the report in person, saying that Jamie was greedy and ate a little too much and had some indigestion. He was just worried and sent her to the hospital. The next day, Lucian's image of a doting husband reached a new peak, and no one questioned it. Of course, I know this is all an illusion. It has nothing to do with me and I don't need to care about it. But I didn't expect that a few days later, countless malicious comments suddenly appeared in my live streaming room. The live streaming room that has always been full of good reviews suddenly had everyone complaining that my products had problems. They said that they had diarrhea after eating the hot and sour noodles I sold and even made posts everywhere to smear me. The sales of my live streaming room plummeted every day. People came to scold me as a heartless merchant. I know very well that this matter is by no means simple. Sure enough, I received a call from Jamie. She said, Audrey, do you really think you can revive the company by yourself? In front of Lucian's family, you are simply vulnerable. I knew it was Lucian's family who did it. I also know what they are up to. Today is Lucian's birthday. You'd better come earlier. Otherwise, just wait for the Chun family to go bankrupt. After leaving that sentence, Jamie hung up the phone. My hand holding the phone was trembling uncontrollably with anger. In my previous life when I was tortured by Lucian, this pervert, I never thought of dragging anyone down. But Jamie not only can't bear me being better than her, but also can't bear being worse off than me. In the evening I still went. When I arrived, Jamie was kneeling on the ground and pouring wine for Lucian. She was extremely humble. It was completely different from the affection rumored outside. Inside, besides Lucian and Darren, there were also their fair-weather friends and their respective female companions. It wasn't a mess here. Lucian put his foot on Jamie's back as she was kneeling on the ground, unhurriedly treating her like an animal. Jamie didn't dare to resist at all. Aren't you quite arrogant? Lucian smiled obscenely. Now do you know that just one of my fingers can make you and your family bankrupt? So all the malicious comments in my live streaming room were all done by you? I asked him fiercely. Lucian shrugged and didn't need to hide it at all. Just a small trick. Why are you angry? Why did you do this? Lucian suddenly kicked Jamie over. Jamie slammed into the coffee table next to her but didn't dare to make a sound. I saw Lucian get up unhurriedly and walk up to me. He lifted my chin. What do you think, Audrey? The two words Audrey almost made me lose control and slap him directly in the face. Every time he called my nickname, it was when he was the most perverted. Your sister's taste is really much worse than yours. I got tired of it in just half a year, Lucian said obscenely. It's still you who haunts me. That's enough. I took several steps away from Lucian and kept a distance from him. Lucian didn't care either. He said, Don't pretend, Audrey. Don't you think I don't know you are just like me? The word reborn was not uttered by him. After all, there are still other people here. In fact, I also know that he has been reborn. At the first sight of him, I could tell from his eyes. You also know my means. Be obedient. Otherwise, tomorrow you will see the news of Audrey Group's bankruptcy. In the previous life, Lucian had always threatened me like this, making me have to submit to him. Come and play. Lucian didn't want to waste too much time on me at all. He thought that a few words from him could make me give in. I sneered and turned around to walk outside. Ian suddenly grabbed me and threw me hard on the sofa. You refuse a toast only to drink a forfeit. Everyone, come at her. I saw several men approaching me from the gap. I saw the evil smile on Jamie's mouth. She couldn't wait for me to suffer even worse than what she had endured in her life. At that moment, suddenly the door was pushed open forcefully. Police. Several people suddenly rushed in. Stand up, all of you. The scene was a bit chaotic. Everyone was looking for clothes. Lucian was not in a hurry at all. He walked up to the police. Do you know who I am? I don't care who you are now. Someone has reported that you are engaging in group promiscuity. Everyone must go to the police station for investigation. Are you kidding me? I am Lucian, the eldest young master of the Lucian family. Don't you want to live? Lucian didn't take the police seriously at all. He cuffed them all up. The police ordered Lucian, cursed, and punched the police directly in the face. Assaulting a police officer makes the crime even worse. The police suddenly gave a shoulder throw and subdued Lucian. Lucian fell to the ground in a mess and cried out in pain. Let me go. You will all regret treating me like this. Lucian didn't know that everything he did now was being live-streamed across the whole network. Learning from mistakes in my previous life, I also secretly recorded a video and took evidence to report the case. In the end, it all came to nothing, and I was completely retaliated against by Lucian. This time, of course, I won't be so stupid again. When I came, I expected everything, so I installed a mini camera on my body and asked the information technology department of the company to conduct a live stream in real time. Now, people all over the country know what he has done. Even if he has great abilities, he can't escape under the witness of the whole network. Lucian was sentenced to 5 years in prison, Darren was sentenced to 3 years in prison, and those so-called friends of his were more or less sentenced. Naturally, Jamie wasn't. She is still a victim. After the sentencing, I went to the prison to see Lucian. Lucian had his head shaved, but he didn't show any sign of repentance at all. He said firmly, Audrey, do you really think this move of yours can defeat me? You are thinking too much. When I get out of prison in 5 years, I can still make your life a living hell. Really? I sneered. Coming to see him today is certainly not out of kindness, but to bring him some good news. I took out the news of this period and put it in front of him. Because of your group's promiscuity, the stock of Henry Group has been continuously falling. In just half a year, 2/3 of its market value has evaporated. Lucian's face became very ugly, but he didn't collapse yet. I continued. The chairman of Henry Group is suspected of corruption, accepting bribes, and tax evasion. He was administratively detained a week ago. Panic began to show on Lucian's face. I said unhurriedly again. The wife of the chairman of Henry Group couldn't bear a series of blows and was sent to the hospital due to a cerebral hemorrhage. At present, her life and death are unknown. Lucian was about to lose control. I smiled obviously and told him word by word the latest news. Today your father's little secretary, that is, your father's little lover, has taken away all the remaining money of Henry Group today and run away. That is to say, Henry Group has now become an empty shell and will soon declare bankruptcy. Don't you know how it feels to have your family ruined? Is it pleasant? Lucian finally couldn't help but go crazy. Impossible. You are lying to me. With such a large family business of the Lucian family, how could it go bankrupt just like that? The money in our family can't be spent up in several lifetimes. Yes, if your family's money is spent normally, it really can't be spent up in several lifetimes. But unfortunately, there are you and Darren, 2 prodigal sons. I sarcastically said. Your family is in such a state now, and it's all because of you. Shut up. Shut up for me, Audrey. When I get out of prison, I will definitely kill you. Lucian was flushed with anger. The prison guard beside him pressed his head on the table. His appearance of exposed veins and being unable to resist is really satisfying. I looked at him like watching a joke and said in his ear, It depends on whether you can live until that time. What do you mean? Literally, I smiled coldly. After saying that, I got up and prepared to leave. Then I turned around and said to him, "By the way, I forgot to tell you a few days ago, a new list of the richest people in the city was released. Audrey Group ranked first." I saw Lucian's eyes instantly become bloodshot. Naturally, it was due to excessive shock, and he couldn't accept it. I turned and left. Only the sound of the prison guard scolding behind me was heard. "Don't move. Behave yourself." As if hearing Lucian begging for mercy. "Don't hit me anymore. I won't move anymore. Please don't hit me." Lucian should never have thought that he would have such a day, right? Who says the pleasure of revenge is not enjoyable? When I came back from the prison and just got home, I heard Jamie's voice. She is really thick-skinned. After Lucian was arrested, Jamie didn't mean to leave Lucian's family either. When the news broke out, my parents asked Jamie to divorce Lucian. After all, she is their own daughter, and they still feel sorry for her. But Jamie didn't. She thought that after these two demons, Lucian and Darren, were imprisoned, she would have a good life in Lucian's family. With such a large family business of Lucian's family, she would have endless money. My parents were so anxious that they scolded her a few words. She also said that her parents couldn't bear to see her well, and wanted to cut off relations with them. I guess she still always thought that without the financial support of Lucian's family, our family would soon go bankrupt. And Lucian and Darren were sent to prison by me personally. The people of Lucian's family would definitely hold a grudge. In order not to implicate her, she directly showed her stance first. As a result, in a few months, it was Lucian's family that went bankrupt, so she came back shamelessly again. When Jamie saw me, she quickly greeted me attentively. "Sister." "Don't call me sister. We have cut off relations, don't you remember?" "Sister, that's all in the past. You are magnanimous and won't care about my immaturity, right?" Jamie acted coyly to me. I really felt psychologically uncomfortable. I couldn't control it, so I really wretched. Jamie's face was obviously a bit embarrassed. Of course, I wouldn't give her a good look either and said bluntly, "You said it clearly at that time. We have nothing to do with each other. Otherwise, we will be struck by lightning. You are not afraid of death, but I am. I'm still afraid of death." "Sister." Jamie elongated her ending sound and tried to please me. "Also, I am only 15 minutes older than you. We are of the same age. Don't act young in front of me. I don't fall for your tricks. It's a bit disgusting." Jamie was flushed red by what I said. "Fifth, see the guest out." After I gave the order, I added, "In the future, when idlers come knocking on the door, don't open it." Yes, the servant quickly came over and said to Jamie, "Miss Chun, this way please." Jamie's eyes were red. She knew she couldn't please me. She quickly cried to my parents, "Dad! Mom! Sister wants to drive me away. You have to help me." I saw a trace of hesitation in my parents' eyes. Finally, my mother said firmly, "This family really doesn't welcome you. You should leave quickly and don't come again in the future." Jamie widened her eyes. She didn't expect that her parents would be so heartless to her. "I am your own daughter. How can you treat me like this?" Jamie screamed. "Didn't you take the initiative to cut off relations with us?" "My mother," Air said coldly. "When you were doing well, you didn't take our whole family seriously. Now when you are having a hard time, you come to us. Do you really think we are suckers? But if I hadn't sacrificed myself and married Lucian back then, our family would have gone bankrupt long ago. Would it still be Audrey's turn to manage the company? I don't know why you volunteered to marry Lucian back then. The only thing I can be sure of is that you definitely didn't do it for our family." My mother said word by word. Jamie, couldn't find a reason to defend myself for a long time. "Fifth sister-in-law, see the guest out." My mother issued an order to expel the guest. "I won't leave. This is my home. I won't leave." Jamie played tricks. I directly asked several servants at home to carry her out. After Jamie left, my mother specifically reminded me, "From now on, don't care about anything Jamie asks you to do. A white-eyed wolf that can't be tamed is not worth having." Jamie successfully made herself be deserted by all. At first, I was still worried that my parents would be soft-hearted. Sure enough, if it is a disaster caused by nature, it can still be avoided. If it is a disaster caused by oneself, there is no escape. I thought that after Jamie was abandoned by our whole family, she should be peaceful. Unexpectedly, Jamie opened a live streaming room by herself and complained online about our family's ingratitude to her. She said that in order to prevent our family from going bankrupt, she was forced to marry Lucian, who was in a vegetative state. After Lucian woke up, he was a pervert and tortured her in various ways. In order to protect the family business, she could only endure humiliation. Now that Lucian has finally been imprisoned, Lucian's family members have gotten their due, and the family business has developed again. But our family began to dislike her for being unclean and kicked her out. Jamie's live streaming room is very popular. Almost as soon as it goes online, there are directly more than 100,000 viewers. Everyone is feeling aggrieved for Jamie. Our whole family has been cyberbullied. Naturally, the Audrey group has also been affected, and the stock price has been falling. In my live streaming room and the company's live streaming room, countless messages come to curse. I take the initiative to call Jamie, but she doesn't answer at all, including my parents' calls. She took advantage of this wave of traffic to sell miserably and bring goods in the live streaming room, making a lot of money. I guess she is still very proud. She actually thought of such a good way to retaliate against us. It not only made herself earn money but also made us uncomfortable, killing two birds with one stone. However, my patience has also reached its limit. I thought that as long as she didn't cause trouble again in this life and lived her own life peacefully, and didn't provoke me, the days when she was tortured after marrying Lucian would be regarded as my punishment for her in her previous life. Some people will only push their love. The time when her live streaming room was most popular. Today I posted several videos on my short video account. The first video is when Mom and Dad embarrassedly let us choose to marry Lucian. Jamie volunteered. The second video is after Jamie was arrogant and domineering at home. I said that I would marry Lucian and she didn't need to marry. She firmly insisted on marrying Lucian. The third section is Jamie cutting off relations with me and cutting off relations with Mom and Dad. The fourth section is a voice message Jamie asked me to go to Lucian's birthday. The fifth section is at the birthday party when I was bullied by Lucian. Jamie had a malicious and triumphant smile. After all, at that time, everyone's attention was on Lucian. No one noticed that fleeting picture, and I deliberately enlarged and slowed down the picture. As soon as all the videos came out, the truth was obvious. Jamie is still selling miserably in the live streaming room. You don't know what kind of life I live in the Chun family. Mom and Dad have always liked my sister since I was a child and have never liked me. When I was a child, I always wore my sister's leftover clothes and ate the meals that my sister didn't like. Nice and one. Don't lie, we already know your true face. Jamie frowned when she saw this comment. I know you don't believe that such a thing can happen in this society. If I hadn't experienced it myself, I wouldn't believe it either. Nice and two. How long are you going to pretend? Return the goods. Return the goods. Jamie was a little angry. Since you can't empathize with human suffering, then my live streaming room is not welcome to you. Please leave. Nice and three. How thick-skinned must one be to say such disgusting words? Nice and four. It's so disgusting. I actually bought a lot of things in her live streaming room. In fact, after receiving these things, the quality is extremely poor. Nice and five. I ate the spiced chicken feet she sold yesterday and vomited and had diarrhea. I seriously suspect that it is a product without 3 guarantees. Jamie's live streaming room is full of curses. At first, Jamie would still explain. Later, it was obvious that she couldn't control the situation. She couldn't control her temper and retorted, "If you want to leave my live streaming room if you don't want to buy." Nice and six. Finally stopped pretending. This is her true face. Disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. Nice and seven. It is recommended that relevant departments strictly inspect the products she sells. There must be problems. Nice and waiting for the inspection results. Jamie finally knew what happened under the reminder of her little assistant. Jamie's face changed drastically in an instant. She hurriedly turned off the live streaming. Then she immediately called me. "Audrey, you are so vicious. You actually secretly took so many videos." I just laughed. When I heard it, I was vicious. I call this self-defense. If I hadn't been reborn and prepared in advance, wouldn't I have been killed by you again? You were also reborn, I knew it, Audrey. I knew you were taking revenge on me. It was you who designed step by step to make me fall into the trap. Jamie was extremely collapsed. I didn't design it. All the paths are chosen by yourself. Let's put it this way. If you hadn't bitten me and mom and dad back, I wouldn't have taken out these videos. At least let you live a normal life. Do you think I will believe you? Jess said fiercely. Otherwise, when Lucian was arrested, I would have made these videos public. Jamie was speechless by what I said, only to say that those who do evil will not escape punishment. I sneered and said unhurriedly, Jamie, if I'm not mistaken, next your live streaming room will face a large number of returns because you signed a bet agreement with the manufacturer. If you can't complete the sales volume in one live stream, you will lose everything. Secondly, you have participated in the sales behavior of products without 3 guarantees, which has constituted a criminal offense. The police will soon come to your door. Finally, I have learned for you that if the sales volume of selling products without 3 guarantees reaches more than 2 million, you will be sentenced to a fixed-term imprisonment of 15 years. Counting it, the sales volume of your live streaming room is far more than 2 million. Audrey, Jamie screamed wildly. Congratulations, you will be in prison for a long time. Ah! I will kill you. I will kill you. Jamie's mentality completely collapsed. Jamie threatened to kill me, and it was not just talk. Early the next morning, I found a suspicious vehicle following me. Hilarious. Having been reborn, can I still let her succeed with the same trick? I have been practicing my driving skills hard since I was reborn. I knew there would be such a day. I frowned and stepped on the accelerator directly to the bottom. Jamie followed behind me. When she saw me speeding up, she also chased after me crazily. At that moment, I suddenly made a drift and a sharp turn. I passed by the big truck in front, but Jamie couldn't brake or turn in time at all. She directly hit the big truck at the fastest speed. Under the violent impact, Jamie's front of the car was completely destroyed. Jamie was also lucky enough not to die. She was just paralyzed all over. She could only spend the rest of her life in bed. I went to see her. She still looked excited and angry when she saw me, but she could do nothing. This is really more uncomfortable than her death. I looked down at her sarcastically and said, even if reborn, a fool is still a fool. Enjoy your incomplete and stupid second half of life. I saw Jamie finally couldn't help crying loudly. I don't know if she regrets it or is unwilling. Anyway, it doesn't matter anymore. I left the hospital. I won't come again in the future. My parents didn't even come once. When I told them that Jamie had an accident, they were on vacation abroad. They just said lightly, it's all her own fault. People live a lifetime. It's really sad to live like Jamie. I looked up at the blue sky and white clouds. My mood was indescribably open and comfortable. Next, it's time for me to enjoy the beautiful life that I didn't enjoy in my previous life.